What's going on, guys? It is the SMT, and in today's video I want to address two articles that I stumbled upon and read. Here's how they read. Verizon 5G spanks Sprint's 5G in speed tests. And the other, 5G on low spectrum bands will be more like good 4G. That's a quote from Verizon. There's something fundamentally flawed about these two articles and the simple fact that they even exist. Let's talk about it in this video. I want to address a topic today, and it is, obviously very open to discussion. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions. So anytime during this video, as I come across a topic and you want to speak on it, and you want to give your thoughts and ideas, by all means, please go ahead, feel free to do so. Go ahead and drop some lines in the comment section. Anyways, I feel like the perceptions in the general public when, learning about 5G technologies and to general consumers, what it means and, what it does for connectivity and people's usage, I feel like so much of 5G is misguided and on lots of different levels. So I want to address a couple things in today's video. I've had discussions with other YouTube creators, contributors to the channel, people in comment sections, trolls alike. One discussion I remember having with TK over at Total Tech and everything100.com. He is definitely a solid YouTube creator. He's an OG in the game. He's been doing this for years, and he's really good at what he does. And I'm not trying to say like he said anything wrong, but I think what he said is representative of the public perception of what people think when they think of 5G. So in discussing this topic with him when talking about 5G, he said the best quote I think that summarizes everything. He says, Verizon's got the fast 5G, and T-Mobile and Sprint and other providers, they don't have the fast 5G, which is true. It is true that Verizon has the fastest 5G. That's not being argued in this discussion. But the bigger point is their 5G isn't good. While it is fast, it's not effective. So there's misconceptions about 5G. This article kind of, I guess it exaggerates that point and really drives it home. Here's an article saying Verizon 5G spanks Sprint's in new speedtest.net performance report. So essentially what they're implicating is fast and speed is all that matters. There's nothing else that is important in 5G. But in reality, there's other parts to 5G. 5G is not just about speeds. 5G is, speeds are part of the equation. Obviously, with 5G, the networks are designed to be faster. And gigabit speed is amazing, right? 1,000 megs per second, 2,000 megs per second. It sounds in theory to truly be awesome. All that capacity, all that throughput. But you can't forget about latency and what it's going to do for different applications like autonomous vehicles and gaming and AR and VR and, the IoT, devices that are going to be connected to it with these instantaneous low latency connections. So there's more to it than just download speeds, and there's more to it than just speeds in general. So here's my problem. In this article, it's comparing Verizon and Sprint. Just to distinguish it, obviously these networks are doing 5G very, very differently. So the approach that Verizon is using is completely millimeter wave. They have no other connectivity to 5G except through this very, very high capacity, high throughput connection. It's great when it comes to speed. Average speeds range between 870 megabits per second and 1200 megabits per second. So that's average. That's really fast. That's fantastic. It's truly amazing to see those kind of speeds. Those are the pros, the capacity, the throughput, the top end speed. It's great. But the problem is Verizon's millimeter wave has very poor range. The connection over distance is a nightmare. It's very difficult. Line of sight is a huge issue. Anything that gets in the way of the trajectory of the signal completely, breaks down the connection, and connectivity is lost very easily. There's some serious issues there in what's called propagation. The frequency of spectrum just doesn't travel far and has issues getting through any type of barrier or obstacle. So what's the point of having a fast technology if you can't get connected or stay connected or broadcast over any type of considerable distance? So, what are you going to do? You're going to look for 5G nodes and stand under them? It's really is a legitimate concern. So it's nice that Verizon maxes out at 2,000 megabits per second. But if the coverage is poor and the range is terrible and the connectivity is an issue, then what's the point? So I want to take that approach and now look at Sprint and the way they're doing things using midband, 2.5 gigahertz frequency spectrum. This is spectrum that is obviously much lower than the spectrum of, say, Verizon's, which is above 20 gigahertz. This is at 2.5 gigahertz. So essentially 10 times lower frequency. So because of this, the frequency being much lower, the physics of it is it's not going to be as fast, but it is going to travel much further and propagate much better. So that means you're going to have better range. You're going to get it to work better around in and around obstacles. Line of sight will be less of an issue, and it makes it more reliable and the connection to be more consistent. So midband has 2 times more, midband may not have the throughput capacity of millimeter wave, but it is much faster than, say, regular LTE. It's an upgrade over LTE. LTE has a certain potential output. Anything like 2.5 gigahertz, sub 6 gigahertz that's higher can get you more throughput. So what's wrong with the midband approach? Why are articles like this one and this one in existence when millimeter wave is currently failing initial 5G deployments because it's a nightmare to connect to? So I think TK was right when he said, Verizon's 5G is the fast 5G. He calls it the good 5G, which is fine if speed is the only concern. But to my point, the connectivity to millimeter wave and Verizon's 5G is horrible. The range sucks. So if you can't connect to it, then what's the point? Are you going to brag about being able to connect to 5G for 10 seconds and as soon as you walk away or cross the street, it disconnects? I see that as a problem. I see that as the flaw to the approach that Verizon has taken for their 5G. And they've got some people tricked into thinking their 5G is good and other 5G is bad, when in actuality, their 5G is fast, but their connection is bad. So I think the whole story has to be told. So I've always likened it to a Ferrari. It's like having a Ferrari, but having like a gallon of gas. As soon as you burn that gallon of gas, the car is useless. As soon as you get away from these 5G nodes on millimeter wave, you cross the street and it disconnects. You're back on LTE. But with 2.5 gigahertz, it's like having a Ferrari with 10 gallons of gas. You could travel further distance and still have the power and the speed of the 5G network. So them saying things like, 5G on low spectrum frequency waves is going to be more like good 4G. What's wrong with good 4G? I'll take 500 megabits per second. I'll take 600 megabits per second. If it works over a distance of 2 or 3 or 4,000 feet, give me that over having to stand next to a 5G node in order to be connected to a 5G network. And then if I cross the street, it disconnects me. I want no parts of that. So if you guys would like to comment in the comment section below, I'd love to hear your take on this. I feel like so much of 5G is made on this whole speed thing, but the connectivity and the reliability is a big piece. Because in my opinion, when LTE became great was when it became national. When LTE became great was when it became ubiquitous, not when it was in these little pockets of cities. Just like we saw with LTE, it took a while for it to roll out. Midband is going to be a savior for 5G. It's going to get connectivity throughout the nation at a much faster rate and a more effective way than millimeter wave. So Verizon, I get it. Your 5G is fast, and low band and midband might not be as fast, but it is going to be better because it's going to be connected. So that's my take on it. You guys let me know your thoughts and opinions on this topic. This was not a diss towards anybody. I just wanted to address the issue and bring up the discussion point. Mad respect for TK over at Total Tech and everything100.com. Big salute to him, as well as any YouTube creator that's ever spoken on this, or any of the commenters and my subscribers and viewers. Love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this topic. So thank you guys for watching. If you could, please like and share this video. Bell notify yourself so you never miss an upload from the SMT YouTube channel. Big shout out to the Discord. Big shout out to the patrons over on the SMT Patreon page. And of course, if you would like to support production here on the SMT YouTube channel, there's a PayPal share link in the description box below if you'd like to offer a smaller occasional donation to help production here on the SMT YouTube channel. Thank you for those considerations. I think I'll leave it at that. You guys give me your thoughts and opinions below, and I'll see you guys around. I'll be in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. I am the SMT, and we'll see you soon. Peace.